We getting shot in these streets.
I'm just like you.
We getting locked by these caps.
I'm just like you.
We fulfill the prophecies.
I'm just like you.
You might be light, I might be dark.
But I'm just like you.
We kill each other over colors.
I'm just like you.
I'm in these ghettos, in these slums.
I'm just like you.
They call you nigga, call me Spick.
And I'm just like you.
You was 1619, I was 1492. We getting shot in these streets.
I'm just like you.
We getting locked by these caps.
Welcome to FCN Quick News of the Day. I'm your host, Officer Daniel, and in today's news in the U.S. Virgin Islands, we have
U.S. Virgin Islands man arrested for shooting woman and her minor daughter.
It's a sad, sad event. Read the first couple of paragraphs.
A man has been taken into police custody in St. Croix following an alleged shooting incident involving a woman and her 15-year-old daughter. According to a statement from the police, the incident occurred on July 4th at 5:40 p.m. when the 911 emergency call center received a report of two gunshot victims at the Canado Guadalupe Terrace housing community. Upon arrival, officers found an adult female and her daughter injured. The investigation revealed that 52-year-old Miguel A. Morero was in front of the building 2 of the Candido Guadalupe, encouraging his 17-year-old son, who was in a physical altercation with the adult's victim minor's daughter. The mother of the minor female confronted Mr. Morero about the fight between their children, and while doing so, he pulled out a firearm and discharged several shots. He first shot the adult female once in the back, and then her minor daughter twice,
Wow.
the police stated.
So this man shot the mother and her daughter over teens fighting. It's amazing. We have footage on the event. Can we play the footage? Just parental advisory, right? It's violence and gunfire. Play that. That is the woman's daughter right there.
Come for one, okay? Come. I won't take it now. You beat Someday come here, heap of them here. Say, fuck up, fight my son. A heap of them. He said, I want a one. The man, they come and they said, they come for one. Don't fight me for my parents. They come for it. They come for it. Listen, that's
That's
not
Moreno in all black. Sad event. You could drop that. So this is why our bishop, the general, this is why he implemented where he sent the prophets to the four corners of the earth, because we can no longer fight over blocks here in Babylon the Great. Our problem when it comes to our people is worldwide. We have to put our mindset where our people need us in these islands, these various islands scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to bring the gospel, bring the medicine to our people and what they need. We're going to start off in Leviticus. Go to Leviticus chapter 19 and read verse 17.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
So God commanded us not to hate our people. We're not supposed to do that, because the hatred amongst us as a people, what happens is that hatred amplifies into a point where it says, thou shalt not in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer that sin upon him. What sin has been amplified to? That hatred has been amplified to a point where what sin came out of it? Exodus chapter 20 and verse 13. This is where that hatred has led to amongst us as a people.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 13.
Thou
shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not kill. That's what we're to a point where blood is touching blood and we have no mercy one to another anymore. We're talking about we would gun each other down over our children fighting. Because of our children, a child's mind is not mature as an adult's mind. We talk about a 50, what he said, it was 53? A 53-year-old man has no self-control over himself to deal with his child and another adult and her child in a matter. That's how much we have fallen as a people. We lack that understanding. Watch this. Go to Matthew. I'm going to dive more into the hatred we have for one another. Matthew chapter 5 and read verse 21.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 21. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill.
That's what we read. That was the law that we had of old time, that we have yet now forgotten. Go ahead.
And whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment.
That's the judgment. The man got arrested. That's the man's judgment. Overall judgment is you might have to pay with your life. You understand? That's God's judgment. Life for life. Come on.
But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever.
But Christ amplified that hatred that we have, that murderous spirit that we have for one another. He said, whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause. Read it again.
Verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Come on.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah,
that's thou fool, is going to explain it in the next verse,
shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
So Christ came and he had to touch and amplify the law because he knew we didn't understand the law, thou shalt not kill. Because it was rooted more so in the hatred that we have for one another. That's where we was committing all types of acts as murder, first degree murder, second degree murder. We was implementing those things on each other. We was doing those things on one another because it was deeply rooted in hatred. So Christ knew he had to deal with the hatred that we have inside of us for one another. Read on.
Verse 23. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First, be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift.
So Christ gave us the solution was to reconcile. We have to learn how to reconcile with one another. If you have an issue with one of your brothers or your sisters, you got to learn how to work it out and come up with a solution so that hatred won't grow and then manifest itself in the midst of murder. You understand? Watch this. Go to First John chapter 3. We're going to read verse 14 because that's what it leads to. If you carry around a seed of hatred for your brother in your heart, eventually, if you play around, if you entertain that seed, that spirit long enough, eventually it would turn to either betrayal or murder. Read that. First John chapter 3. First John 3 and 4. Start at 14.
First John chapter 3 and verse 14. We know that we have passed from death unto life because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
See, God says if you don't love your people, if you don't love your brother, there's death in you. You abide in it. You stay in it. You understand? Read on.
Verse 15. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
God says you already a murderer if you just hate your people. If you don't have no love for your people, you inside of you is already a murderous spirit because you hate yourself, you hate your people, and you hate everyone around you. You understand? Watch this. Go ahead.
And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
That's why I said the judgment is life for life, because your eternal life that was promised to you, you have been lost. You forfeited that once you accepted that murderous spirit. Because it's impossible for you to say, well, I love God. I want what God promised me, but yet you hate your brother, but yet you hate your people. That's an impossible statement to make. I'll prove it. Watch this. Go to 1 John jump over to 4, chapter 4, and we're going to read verse 20.
1 John chapter 4 and verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother.
God, you say you're a Christian. You understand? Because this is the effects of Christian doctrine. When I say Christian, I'm talking about Christianity. Teaching our people that the laws of God are done away with. Has incorporated, you have encouraged the hatred amongst our people. You understand? Read it again.
Verse 20. If a man say, I love God.
That's what Christians say. Christians say that they love God and they teach our people to be Christians. They walk around with the Christian cross. You got the drug dealer in your community. He got on a Christian cross and a tattoo of white Jesus. And he says he loves God. But yet he sells drugs to his people. But yet he walks around the community strapped with firearms because he says he has to defend himself against people that look just like him. He's not walking around with a gun for the police. Because what do he do when the police show up? He throw away the gun. He's walking around with that gun to shoot people that look just like him. Read it again.
1 John chapter 4 and verse 20. If a man say, I love God.
Go ahead.
And hateth his brother.
Read.
He is a liar.
God says he's a liar. It's impossible for you to love God and hate your brother. Read.
For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen.
Come on.
How can he love God whom he have not seen?
Never met God a day in your life. You don't even know the Jesus that you serve. Because he's a black man according to the Bible. Not that white man you have in the church. So how can you say you love a God that you don't believe in, you've never seen, but yet you hate your brother that you see on a daily basis, your people that you see suffering on a daily basis, and you do nothing about it? You say nothing about the oppression that your people go through. Read on.
Verse 21. And this commandment have we...
Read 20 again so we get it in this context.
Yes, sir. Verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he have not seen? Mm-hmm. And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also.
That's what God said. That's the commandment. To love God and love your neighbor. You understand? So that's what we have to do. We have to wake up. We have to come out of Babylon. Brothers got to travel. We need the gospel preached to our brothers that are spread across the 4 corners of the earth.